Good morning, Year 3. How are you doing today? Welcome to your English lesson. Did you enjoy the story yesterday? I'm really excited to find out what's going to happen next. Before we begin today, we're going to do some retrieval questions. Retrieval is where we need to look at the text and find the answer and pull it out of the text. We need to retrieve it from the text. So you have these questions here, and these are on your worksheet. What I'd like you to do is pause the video and jot down some of the answers to these questions. You might need to use the text from yesterday's worksheet to help you. Pause the video now and have a go. Welcome back. How did you get on? Should we answer them together now? So, who were the main characters of the story and how were they related? Well, we had Lachlan and we had Lila, didn't we? And Lachlan was Lila's father. They were father and daughter. Now, where was the story set? Well, the story was set east of the jungle and south of the mountains. 1,000 miles ago. Do you remember? I love the start of the story. Can you remember any of the fireworks that Lila created? Oh, she made 2. One was tumbling demons and the other was shimmering coins. Why was Lachlan unhappy about his daughter? It was because she was a mess. Her hair was her mess, her fingers were burned and stained with chemicals, and her eyebrows were all scorched from the fires. How would you describe the king as a person? Now remember, the king was not a kind man. He would send the white elephant to people to make them really poor. So he was a very unkind and mean man. And who were we introduced to at the end of page 4? We were introduced to Chulak. We're going to find out a little bit more about him today. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be retrieving information using scanning. We're going to be able to do that by identifying the keywords in the question, thinking carefully about what the question is asking and thinking of possible answers before checking the text. You're going to track from left to right. So you start at the left side of the page and read across, and you're going to look for key letters, and you're going to be able to copy exact quotes from the text. Should we begin reading our story? Okay, we're just going to go back just to the last part of page 4, just to recap our brains so we know where we're going from. So I'm going to start. Wherever the white elephant went, his personal servant had to go too. The servant's name was Chulak, and he was the same age as Lila. In fact, they were friends. Every afternoon, Chulak would take the white elephant out for his exercise, because the elephant would go with no one else. And there was a reason for this. Chulak was the only person, besides Lila, who knew that the elephant could talk. Wow! So they are keeping a special secret. That's amazing. So only Lila and Chulak know that the elephant can talk. One day, Lila went to visit Chulak and the white elephant. She arrived at the elephant's house in time to hear the elephant master losing his temper. "You horrid little boy," he roared. "You've done it again, haven't you?" "Done what?" said Chulak innocently. "Look," said the elephant master, pointing with his quivering finger at the white elephant's snowy flanks. Now, the flanks are the sides of the body. So when we think of, say, for example, a cow, it'd be the sides of the body. So when we think of the elephant, it's size of the body. Written all over his side in charcoal and paint. And do you remember when we used the charcoal in the classroom when we were doing art? So charcoal is like a burnt wood and it creates a really black, dusty effect. Were dozens of slogans. Now, a slogan is something that captures somebody's eye. You might see slogans on the great big billboards that advertise things. You might see a slogan on the television. So slogans are a quick piece of information that captures somebody. Eat at the Golden Lantern. Bangkok Wanderers for the cup. Star of India tandoori house. And at the very top of the white elephant's back, in letters a foot high, Chang loves lotus blossom, lotus blossom, true, underlined, kiss, kiss, kiss. Every day this elephant comes home with graffiti all over him, shouted the elephant master. Why don't you stop people from doing it? I can't understand how it happens, master, said Chulak. Mind you, the traffic is awful and I've got to watch these rickshaw drivers like a hawk. Now, rickshaws are little vehicles that people travel on. There's somebody that rides the bike at the front and there's a little seating area at the back. Sometimes it's covered and sometimes it's not. And there's lots and lots of rickshaw drivers that weave in and out of the traffic. I can't look out for graffiti artists as well. They just slap it up and run. But Chang loves lotus blossom, true? Must have taken a good 10 minutes on a stepladder. Yes, it is a mystery to me, master. Shall I clean it off? All of it. There's a job coming up in a day or two, and I want this animal clean. And the elephant master stormed off, leaving Chulak and Lila with the elephant. Hello, Hamlet, said Lila. Hello, Lila, sighed the elephant. Look what this obnoxious brat has reduced me to. A walking billboard. Stop fussing, said Chulak. Look, we've got 18 rupees already and 10 annas from the tandoori house. And Chang gave me a whole rupee for letting write that there on the top. We're nearly there, Hamlet. That's a shame, said Hamlet, shaking his great head. Now, in the text then, there was the word quivering finger. The quote was pointing with a quivering finger. So the word quivering is an adverb. It's present participle. It has 3 syllables, quivering, quivering. And the definition of the word quivering is trembling or shaking with a slight rapid motion. So here we've got a couple of pictures. Sometimes dogs might quiver when they're a little bit scared. Definitely have a quivering finger. Sometimes it almost looks like somebody is shaking. And you might quiver when it's very cold. I was so scared I could feel my whole body quivering. Now some synonyms that mean the same as quivering could be quaking, trembling, shaking. We're going to move on now to the next part of the story. Let's continue. You mean you charge people money to write on him? Said Lila. Of course, said Chulak. It's dead lucky to write your name on a white elephant. And when we've got enough, we're going to run away. Trouble is, he's in love with a lady elephant at the zoo. You ought to see him blush when we go past like a ton of strawberry ice cream. She's called Frangipan, said Hamlet mournfully. But she won't even look at me. And now there's another job coming up, another poor man to bankrupt. Oh, I do hate Turkish delight, and I detest silk sheets, and I loathe gold leaf on my tusks. I wish I was a normal, grey, dull elephant. Seems as if the white elephant feels quite sad, and he's been used for a purpose. He's been used by the king to make people poor by using these gold leaf and silk sheets to look after the elephant. The king is making people poor on purpose. No, you don't, said Chulak. We've got plans, Hamlet, remember? I'm teaching Lila to sing. We'll change his name. I'm teaching him to sing, Lila. We'll change his name to Luciano Elefanti, and the world will be our oyster. But why are you looking so sad, Lila? said Hamlet, as Chulac began to scrub him down. Well, my father won't tell me the final secret of the firework making, said Lila. I've learned all there is to know about flyaway powder and thunder grains and scorpion oil and spark repellent and glimmer juice and salts of shadow. But there's something else I need to know, and he won't tell me. Ah, tricky, said Chulac. Shall I ask him for you? If he won't tell me, he certainly won't tell you, said Lila. He won't know he's doing it, said Chulac. You leave it to me. So that evening, after he'd settled Hamlet down for the night, Chulac called the fire maker's work. And I wonder what is going to happen. What do you think might happen? It's interesting, isn't it? Let's see. Now, let's have a look at the word mournfully. The word mournfully was when Hamlet was talking about the lady elephant that he's in love with. And the quote is, he said mournfully. Now, mournfully is an adverb. It has 3 syllables, mournfully. Now, the definition of that word is feelings or expressing sorrow or sadness. So, for example, you might use it in, I didn't do it, cried the boy mournfully. Synonyms, so words that mean the same as mournfully, could be sadly, woefully, sorrowfully. And antonyms, so words that mean the opposite, are cheerfully, joyfully, happily. Could you use the word mournfully in a sentence? Pause the video here. Have a go at that now. Welcome back. So now we're going to move on to our activity part of the lesson. So we've got some comprehension questions here, and I need you to retrieve those answers from the text. You're going to need to use the text that I've put onto your worksheet to help you here. So the first question I'm going to work through with you, and I'm going to model it to you, is number 1. What was special about the white elephant? Now I'm going to use the first part of the text that we had. So here I'm going to read it. Now I need to look for what was special about the white elephant. So I need to have something that's different about the white elephant, and I need to look for those key words, white elephant. Because the elephant would go with no one else, right, I'm on right track, and there was a reason for this. Chulac was the only person besides Lila who knew the elephant could talk. So that's my answer. So my answer for number 1 would be that the elephant would talk. Excellent. Now, what was written on the side of the elephant? Do you remember they talked about the slogans, and it was shown differently in the text? Should we go back and have a quick look? Let's see. Here we go. Oops. Here we go. Here we go. Can you see there, halfway down the page, it tells us the 3 slogans that were written on the elephant. Eat at the Golden Lantern, Bangkok Wanderers for the Cup, and Star of India Tandoori House. So the slogans that were on the elephant were those 3 slogans. You can pick any one of those 3. Now, going back to these questions, you have got questions 3 to 7 now to answer. So what I want you to do is stop the video here. I want you to use the text that's attached to your worksheet, and I want you to answer those questions. Enjoy year 3, and I'm really looking forward to reading your answers and to finding out what happens when Chulac rings the firemaker's daughter's, Lila's father, to find out whether he will give the secret away. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.